I might be able to do it on the road. Um,
Hi, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Notifications are probably dropping as we speak. Um, Allison, I hope you had a great weekend. Thank you for people who take time to watch this playback. And so we'll just hang out and chill a bit and wait for people to start popping in. And there's Shelby. Hello, Shelby. How are you, my dear? Thank you for being here. Um, it's been a long day, and just getting settled in and waiting for people to show up.
I've been up since 4:30. What time did
That
you get up?
well, that's when Ziva started trying to get us up. I officially didn't get up until like around God, I don't know. She had us up at 4:35, and then later on at 6. And then later on, and then finally at 9 o'clock, it was just like, okay, I got to get up. But we went to bed late because Shan got to jam with his buddies last night. And he usually doesn't come home till late. And he's all like amped up and wants to talk about, yeah, we were playing this song last night. We were playing this and that. And so um, it was his last night with his buddies. I'm hoping he'll play maybe with them next week. But I had the place to myself for about 3 or 4 hours, which was nice. Um, and let's see, what is Shelby doing? I'm good, just drawing as I'm watching. Enjoy your drawing. And we have Eternal Light here. Hello, Eternal Light. Thanks for being here. So 4:30. Oh, good Lord, girl.
Yeah,
We
and
got
I'm
the fur
certainly not
babies.
implying that you or anybody needs to get up that early. I was just laughing at your saying, "Oh, it's been such a long day," and I'm like, "I bet I've been up longer than you."
Mhm. And with all the driving between going to the falls, driving into Williamsville, and then from Williamsville all the way into Lockport, and then from Lockport all the way into the falls. By the time I got home, I was just like, stick a fork in me. I'm done. And here's Selena. Hello, sweetheart.
It
Out
is
with the
tiring.
husband.
It's like I
It
drive
is.
every day for a living, and it's like it is. It's weird how that works, but it is. Yeah.
And so Selena is out
Hi,
with her
Selena.
hubby. So enjoy, enjoy. And so, well, Selena, while you might still be listening, I'm putting out a topic tonight. I have a friend, and I don't know the circumstances of what needs to be cleansed. I'm going to talk to her tomorrow morning. Um, I have to keep her, her identity, I have to keep her privacy. But she reached out to me because she's not part of the woo, as we like to call it, and but she knows I am, and she wanted to know if I could recommend anything for cleansing energy, clearing out energy. But she did use the word cleansing, but not with smudging. I know smoke is probably out of the question. That's why she asked. And so her and I are going to talk tomorrow. And I, responded to her, and I said, this is really a perfect time because Allison and I, didn't have really anything planned to talk about tonight. And this doesn't have to be the whole show, but I told her, we usually have people coming into chat like Selena, Bobby, will drop by, and Miss Tarot D. And as I'm going to say Miss Tarot D, there's Miss Tarot D. It was smudge spring. So, yes, Miss Tarot D. Well, I told her, we'll have a little bit of a conversation, see what some of my our fellow peeps have to say and what they recommend. And when I talk to her tomorrow morning, um, now I got this stupid share your referral link on my top of my chat, and I don't like that StreamYard. What is this?
You're on
Okay,
the free StreamYard, so it's probably, I think since they've done some changes, they're going to be doing some annoying things on the free
that's
StreamYard.
very annoying.
Yeah.
So Miss Tarot D is saying hello to the both of us. And we have beautiful butterfly. Hello. I love butterflies. And Miss
I do
Tarot D is,
too. We'll be seeing them hopefully soon.
yeah.
We'll get into the weather in a minute.
Yeah, Allison's a little frustrated with the weather.
I'm thoroughly, yeah, yeah,
And Miss
which is
Tarot D,
silly,
you
but I
deserve to
am.
be
I
announced.
am.
And
I'm over it.
yeah, beautiful butterfly says me too. From
So
I was
over
telling,
it.
but we did have some pretty we had some snow here yesterday between the on and off the rain. We did have for a while, some just very light, fluffy, pretty. Just it to me, it's just like little light feathers falling, down by the
Yeah.
window, and
I can't even see that anymore. I'm at that point.
so and
So
let's
not
see.
interested.
And Shelby is saying it really depends on what they want to cleanse. They can do smudge spray. I was thinking selenite or maybe physically cleaning their environment. That is a good suggestion as well.
There's
Um,
so many.
hmm There's such
Yeah.
things like belt. People use tuning forks. They use bells. Sometimes, they just use their vocal or their candle. I know Selena, you like to do a lot of candle. Miss Taro D has a spray that she likes to spray her fans and Florida water. So we all have different. Let's see. I knew Selena was going to be able to make a suggestion. What we have here, burn road, but I don't think she can burn anything. That's the whole thing, Selena. We can't have anything burning. And I'll talk to her tomorrow because she is part of a Catholic household. Her husband's, Italian, and she's got Polish and whatnot, but they do follow. I mean, it's not a strict Catholic, but you know, and she's not. And what I just love is that this is how you can have a friend who can keep very be open. Yeah, I can't even talk tonight. Be very open minded, and I can share what I believe in and my experiences and things like that. And they even like, oh, good, cool, I learned something. Especially her boys. She's got two boys, and she knows exactly when each one of them is starting to act up a little bit. I mean, they're older. They're teenagers, and they're both in college. But she'll be like, when one starts doing up, it must be the new moon, or one up, there goes that one, must be full moon. So she has an interest. She doesn't pursue it, but she's very open, and I can talk to her about it. And so something must be um, going on for her right now, that or somebody that she may know of, that she's reaching out to me. So meditation music, airing out their room, yes. Good old salt bath, yep. And I do have some nice black salt that was made for me by a very good friend, that I can also share with her when I see her if she's open to that. So, was there anything else you wanted to add, Allison?
Yes. Um, so it depends on what it is that I'm wanting to clear. So I would love to get suggestions or make my ideas, but I have no idea what this person's wanting to clear.
Mm-hmm.
Is it is it a space? Is it a feeling? Is it an energy wanting to get rid of something,
Mm-hmm.
somebody? I mean, we don't know, right?
Right.
Okay. Um, things that and it's interesting, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that feels this way.
Thank you, Miss Terody.
Um, I like to read and learn things and all of that here and there. That's slowed way down, but I do still have an interest. I That's how I go though. I ebb and flow with what I'm interested in, and next thing you know, it'll come back around a couple years later or whatever it is. But something that I've noticed about myself, and I'm sure I'm not the only one out there, I will end up doing what I feel called to do in almost any situation when it comes to this sort of thing. Um, have I tried to look stuff up and figure out what to do before? Yep. And you know what? I always end up doing what I just said every single damn time. But anyways, when it comes to like if I feel something or if there's something somewhere, and this might sound silly, one of the most effective things that I do is I slap my hands together really hard in an area like this. And I'll just walk
Yeah.
around in the area and just clear it out. And I might even say some things about GTFO, right? And open up the windows. I love having the windows open.
Yeah.
My somebody that I used to be involved with, my partner years ago, when I lived on the West Coast, near the end of our relationship before I moved. We had a couple of pretty intense discussions about my leaving, which he didn't want me to do. And I did what I just described many times and talked the energy. We were living together and opening up all the windows and going around and clapping because you could feel his
Mm-hmm.
intense, heavy cloak of just anger and
Yeah.
upset. Seriously. Now, in part, probably because I was so connected to him, but regardless, right? So, but that is very effective. Also, dropping salt all over the place while you're doing this and letting it sit and permeate and then sweeping it all up and getting rid of it and throwing it away outside. Um, yeah. And for me, I have several bells. I love bells, and you could take them all the way up into the corners of the rooms and
Mm-hmm.
wherever you're doing this. If you're doing it in your home or when somebody came over, or if you had an experience, or you can do it around yourself, or you can do it, wherever, whatever. I think typically when we're dealing with stuff, we're at home when we're clearing out stuff, meaning because most of the time you're going to want to clear something. Now you can clear on your body too, right? And you can. Now, although I don't really work with smoke either very much, that's one of those times that I would probably use incense. Um, I don't like burning the grasses in the woods and all that kind of stuff as much of as an earthy girl as I am. I'm
Mm-hmm.
very sensitive to smoke, and it bothers my airway and it makes me cough, and I'm just sensitive with that kind of stuff. And you can do like the sprays. That for me is more about raising the energy and making it really nice.
Mm-hmm.
But so like I would do that after, I guess, if I was going to do it. But I have just done that. I've done that like when I'm doing readings and that kind of things. A lot of times I'm doing reading, I have my little brass owl bell.
Oh, it's so
um,
cute.
yeah, I've had this for years. I actually got this at a thrift shop years ago, but I
Mm-hmm.
absolutely love it. It was mine. It was meant to come home with me. It's barn owl. And it's got the nicest little ring.
Mm-hmm.
And it sits on my altar in my room. I have two altars. I have my really big altar and I have one in my bedroom. And and that's like just my own personal altar. And I have I always have my crow skull that I bring out
That
when
is
I'm
so
going to do
freaking cool.
readings. Yeah, and this sits out there, and my there's just different things that are on there, and it actually has a lot of plants on it, that altar. And some well chosen crystals. And what's my point? I was talking about my bell. Anyway, so I do like my bell for clearing and cleansing. And but yeah, I think people do it a lot of different ways. There's so many different things that you
Yeah.
can do. But a very strong vocal voice with intention is very effective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Stuff will get gone. But I think part of the reason, if I had to guess, I don't know, and I'm sure some of you out there may know, I just realized I think smoke, because it can fill the area. I mean, yes, and the obvious properties of it, but I think it's more than that. I think it's because you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think part of it is just your psyche and believing that it's, whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I really like clapping a lot.
Singing bowl. Yes,
And the
small
bells
drum.
for
I
me, for
forgot
the
the drum.
noise. So that the
Mm-hmm.
different, yeah, I'd never really thought much about it, but my stuff is
Mm-hmm.
more um audible,
Auditory. Yeah.
auditory. Thank you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So but I think they're all very effective. I've dabbled with all of them, but those are the ones that um yeah, those are the ones that I'm most drawn to.
I love my Palo Santo. Every time I would try to burn white sage, because Shan grew up with white sage being used
So
for their
harsh.
turkey on Thanksgiving. So for him, every time I would go to burn white sage, up it must be Thanksgiving or something like that. But I actually had a dog, not my cats, when I would go when I could do it when we had our own place. I loved having my charcoal blocks, and I love copal. I love resins, being able to light a brick and use my resin incense. And if my dog Piper, every time I go to, start opening up my bag, she would come wherever if she was sleeping, her head would raise. She'd come into the room. She loved the smell of that. I would burn it, and she would get her nose by and kind of go, sneeze a little bit, but I go, oh, mom, I love this. I mean, she would come running for copal and everything. So,
It's so funny. Scout seems pretty indifferent. Lulu, as soon as they start burning anything, she gets up and goes into the bedroom. She hates it. She
yeah,
can't stand it. She's like, "Oh, smoke, bye."
yeah,
And she's like, "Nope." She doesn't
hmm
want any part of it. So that's another reason that I kind of stopped doing it because, you know,
yeah.
she don't like it.
Mozzie likes the
Um,
Palo Santo every now and then. He'll come
yeah,
in and he'll
you
start
know,
rolling around,
and
but
I want to
otherwise,
like it, and there's an aspect of me that does, but I just can't. It just gags me. All
hmm
that heavy smoke from that stuff, I just can't do it. I
and I
have a
have
really hard
learned too
time.
from watching different shows on TV that not all beliefs, but from different beliefs that some people feel that if you use now, there are times when people go into, let's say, cleanse a house. They're doing a paranormal investigation, or somebody needs a house cleanse. I have seen shows or have heard stories where there are some spirits and or entities that when you burn sage, it just doesn't move them on, or they're not, the energy's not released, or they're released, but they hate that, and it makes them even angrier. So sometimes I've heard sage is not necessarily the right way to go. And then I've heard some shows where people believe that certain types of like sage or cedar wood or sweetgrass, some of them burned are more likely to invoke spirit. So if you're trying to remove a spiritual energy or essence of an area, according to, I think this is more Native American in that aspect. It's been a long time, but this is just some things I've kept, over the years in the back of my head. And for some people though, the sweetgrass, when you burn it too, can invite good positive energy, good positive spirit. So I think it has a lot to do with not just the plant itself, but the intention and or the culture. I think that you're raised with, your ancestors. So I find that very interesting, especially people who are learning how to do, like Selena, folk magic, and people who work with herbs and things, which I've never been drawn to, but maybe at some point, I will. But for me to cleanse the space, I love my Palo Santo, or I do love that smudging spray that Miss Tarot D makes. And I have used that heavily. And it's nice when you go out, especially in where I live, I like to smudge myself and spray it ahead of time, especially if I'm going into the local Walmart or into the local supermarkets, because the energy here is so thick and dense and heavy and negative in a lot of places that I get a whiff of that, and it kind of calms me and grounds me. So we're all different. So, like you were saying backstage, sometimes you just have to listen to your intuition to know what to do without necessarily really knowing,
What I said was slightly different. What I said is I just know what to do when I need to, and that's not meant to sound like, oh well, I just know what to do. I know what to
Yeah,
do. I
it's
do.
intuitive.
If I have a situation, I just have to think about it for a minute. It's like, oh, XYZ, and I just don't know what to do. And it's probably communication with my guides, and I just didn't recognize it as such, but that's probably what it is, or cell memory, or I don't even know what. And I don't mean this has happened a million times, but like if I feel like I need to do something, I just know what to do. So, and then uh what was I just gonna say? Shoot, I just lost my thought. Um, yeah, sorry. I don't remember what I was gonna say. Something.
It'll come back. So Miss Carol D says, "I love Dragon Split. I do too. When it's a good brand. Otherwise, sometimes I can brand. oh, this is awful. You just smell mostly smoke and stuff. You don't really get a lot of the scent in
I
it.
like dragon's blood incense. I do enjoy incense, but I can only usually let it burn for a little while. The thing that I was going to say is, or I can't have it right up under my nose. Although there is a brand, and I can't remember what it is, and we talked about it briefly, I think, when we were on with Selena, and I was saying
Mm-hmm.
how there's, and I need to go get more of that. There is a brand, and I can tolerate it. So it's probably something that's usually used in regular stick incense that I have a problem with.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's really more about the smoke because I can't do any of the woods and all that stuff. I was just going to say something that's very effective, and this is more of a constant, just keeping things neutral, is plants. Having plants in your home. I have my plants have slowly but surely started to take over. In fact, I'm about to really stop talking about it and actually start finding some homes for some of them. I hate clutter, can't stand it. I like things to be, not sparse, but you know, and I have twice as many as I had when I moved in here. I mean, they've doubled. And I love them, and I can't not nurse a broken off piece and turn in another plant, and that, but then you end up with a million plants, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't have a million people to give them to, and it's just kind of annoying. And if any of you want to drive over here, I'll give you as many as you can put in your car.
So Shelby was asking about frankincense. I know
I
I
have
like
some
the smell of it,
frankincense.
but what does it do? Um, I would have to
You
go
can
look.
burn it. You can put on charcoal and burn it.
I'm trying to see if I can find a quick
That one,
metaphysical.
it's you know what, honestly, I don't know. This is probably going to be frowned upon. It's whatever you think. It's whatever intention you put into it. I mean, a lot of like the plants and stuff, I
Mhm.
believe, yes, to some degree, but like all this super detailed stuff that's somebody's opinion.
Well, I did get a little bit of a snapshot
Sorry,
here.
that's what I believe. I do.
So basically, just like with crystals, people say, "Well, this is what this crystal is
Yes,
for," and it might
absolutely.
be for a
Well,
lot of
this one's
people.
for this and this one's for that, and da da da. And it's like,
They
okay,
have their own innate, but then you also, it
you
find
need
what
to
works
feel
best
it,
with
and
you
what does
too.
it feel like to you? What can you use this for? Again, it comes back to what I was saying. You just know. Um, I don't know.
So, in a little quick snapshot, Shelby, and I'm sure you got your phone and you can, look this up, but it is used for attraction, cleansing, and relaxation. It improves your spiritual connection and helps you prepare to receive blessings. It attracts everything from abundance to love. It is also used in religious rites and is the starting point for any mixture you feel like doing. It has incomparable esoteric magic virtues that is made to exude support for every kind of magical or religious practice, which is also why frankincense was one of the incense that was offered to, according to the Bible, to baby Jesus because of the um, the the spiritual aspects, not just because of it being riches and in high demand, but also I think more of a spiritual connection as well. So just have to do the research. And we had somebody else join us. Hey, Karen. Oops, where is she? There she is. She's out in a cabin with her husband and her little ones. So I've been seeing the pictures, very cute. And yes, Miss Tarot D, intention is 100%. Now Shelby said also, your spider plant looks amazing. I love spider plants.
Which
So she,
one?
ah,
That's the worst one of all. I have so many spider plants.
Miss Ter-
That those just they're like rabbits.
Miss Tarot D says I have to make a smudge spray that smells like a T-bone steak for Allison.
Yes. Actually, no, you don't. My house always smells like steak. Where in the heck? I have a book I was gonna see because again, all these like frankincense, you look it up in a here it is. You look
Hi,
it up in
Karen.
a different book, and it's gonna say something different.
She says, "My left, your right." So when you asked her which spider plant,
You said what?
she said, "My left, your right."
This beast. Try talking about that one. I
Probably.
think that's the only one she could see. She was
And
talking about that one. This is my giant pothos, though. I love this one. Can I show this?
wow, I love the ones that trail like that.
It's beautiful.
And
Um,
and Karen says, "I need some plants for my sunroom to beautify and clean the air for my tarot area." So people in looking for plants and what is low maintenance, small to medium on the cheaper side, and still cute. Oh, she's
get a
asking what's
spider
low
plant.
maintenance.
Get a spider
Oh,
plant. Indirect light, water it often, feed it
wow,
every
it's
2 weeks.
amazing. She said.
Done.
And Shelby said, "Yep, that was the right one." And the one that you just shared. What was the name of the one you just shared?
Pothos.
Pathos.
Pothos. Pothos.
And she said that one is amazing.
Thank
So
you.
I think I'm all
The biggest
caught
mistake
up.
that a lot of people make is they don't feed their plants often enough.
No.
Most plants, you're going to feed them every 2 weeks, and it's very important to do. You just write it on the calendar. I feed my plants at the 15th and the 30th of the month. Everybody gets fed.
And
So,
Eternal Light said frankincense is great for pain relief. And just so YouTube knows, this is for entertainment purposes only. We always recommend that this is just a suggestion, a holistic suggestion to go along with traditional medical advice from your doctor. So, alrighty. And let's see, spider plant it is, Karen said. Um, and Karen says, I want to get a real aloe plant too. And that's great to have an aloe plant. My
oh, I
mom
got
had
one
them.
right over there. You can't
And if
see it though. It's on the
and
floor.
whenever we would like get accidentally, get burned if we were cooking, get a burn or something, just break off a small piece of that aloe plant and put the juice, the gel from the aloe plant, and boy, did that just soothe that burn, you know.
Yeah,
So they are very good for a healing plant as well.
and they're cheap. You can get Trader Joe's always has aloe plants. You got a Trader Joe's, you can get an aloe plant at Trader Joe's and it'll grow like a weed. I bought one, it was about this big, and I could go get it. It's actually hiding behind that spider plant. It's right in the window next to a cactus on the floor, so it gets the direct light in the morning for a while, and they don't need a lot of light. The biggest mistake people make with aloe is the same thing with cactus. You just don't water them. You just don't water them. Very, very, very rarely, I should say. Very rarely. And that's another reason people always kill their succulents. They're trying, my sister, I don't know how many succulents she killed. I'm like, stop watering it. It's
Yeah.
like, and then they get root rot and the whole thing dies. She's like, I don't know why. It's like I have a violet that is successfully living in my bedroom, which I'm super excited about because I'm pretty good with plants. But some things are very hard, like orchids. I won't have an orchid. I won't even deal with an orchid. They're so
Oh,
temperamental. It's
really? Yeah.
annoying. Oh
They're
no,
beautiful
I
though.
just no, they're no, not interested. They're just too high maintenance and bitchy and no. But violets,
They're beautiful to draw though. I
the
love them.
thing with violets is you water them from the bottom. You don't pour water on the soil. They have to come up from the roots. And as long as you do that and keep them out of direct light, but they
There
want
we
to be
go.
bright, but you don't want any sun on them, they do lovely. They do really well. You do have to feed them.
I can see another channel in Allison's future. Plants.
I'm not
you know.
it's
I know.
very basic. People, a lot of people, not everybody, overcomplicate. And it's like it's not really that it's you just if you care and you have a genuine interest, it's not that big of a deal. It's really not.
I like plastic plants, Miss Taro D said. So much easier to take care of.
I
Yeah.
love my plants, but they're just there's too many of them. There's too
Yeah.
many of them. If
I
if I
I kill
pulled
them
back and like
easily.
walked around, you guys would be shocked at how many plants are here. There's a lot.
She's got a jungle.
There's a lot for like if I pulled all my plants out of here,
Hey, Audra.
it would look empty.
Audra, you're here. It's been a while. So, want to know, inquiring minds want to know, how are um, the archery contest coming along? Have you been scoring better? Would love to hear how that has been going. Because I think the last time we read for Audra, she was asking about, I think maybe her one of her competitions that she had coming up. So I hope that is going well and that you're enjoying that and you're doing well. Yeah, welcome to the jungle. Welcome to the jungle. Yeah, me and Heather's going to stop right there. Saying no, Axl Rose. So, but yeah. So let us know, Audra. How are you doing with your? I'd love to still someday, take an archery class. I've always wanted to learn the bow and arrow. Miss Taro G laughing. Yeah, welcome to the
I had a
jungle.
bow.
Hmm?
I had a bow.
Did you? My dad did
Left-handed.
too.
I had a really nice one. My boyfriend at the time got me one. And this was God a million years ago. And when we broke up, he sold it, which was fine with me because I was never ever going to use it again. But it was left-handed. It was very, very nice for the time. Yeah, but he
Yeah,
was a big hunter and all of that. But
so was my dad.
um,
Yeah.
it's fun. It's not something I was like wanting to do. I took an interest in it because he was wanting me to do it, and I was very that sort of mindset because I was still young and thought you had to do that kind of thing. Now
Yeah.
I've never done
I
that,
always wanted to learn,
but
but my mom wouldn't let my dad teach me. She didn't want me to. Yeah, she was funny like that. So my dad's bow and his arrow sat in the garage, and I would just look at them and touch them, and So maybe someday I like to do that.
I remember helping him because he would make his. I don't remember how it worked, but you would get I used to know all the names and now I don't, but you would get the whole aluminum for the arrows and you would put on the little they're basically like razors and glue the feather, they're called feathers, but they're not actually feathers, onto the ends and they're super straight so that they fly right and all that kind of stuff. You can buy them, but there's a whole thing with making them as well.
Ooh, good. Got another one, another 5.3 and yeah, 5.3 and 5.1
Ooh,
weekend. Why so much riding? We had someone fall and lacerated her spleen and kidneys. She's out of ICU last week. And oh my God,
holy shit.
that's crazy. We were watching it was an episode of Expedition Unknown a few years ago, and Mongolian. There's a group of people that take this very seriously. They try to keep traditions from their ancestors still going, and there are competitions or to be. It was to be part of Khan's armies, but people still ride and practice to learn how to do this. Riding on a horse, not having no hands on the reins, being able to balance enough to shoot an arrow through a moving target. I mean, it was
Wow.
crazy, but they are able to do it, and it was just insane watching
You've got to be a
people do
really
that. Hmm.
very fit, very strong core,
Me too.
abdominal
Yes.
muscles, your back, your
Hmm.
shoulders, your legs, pretty much everything.
And Aquarius Tarot is
That's very
here.
cool.
Hello, Carolina. I remember your name. So, Carolina, hello, hello, hello. And yeah, oh my God, Audra, no kidding. Um, so let's see. She goes, yes. Oh, wait, here we go. We have a Mongolian travel group now that do it. Mm-hmm.
That is very cool.
Yep. That's pretty badass. So, well, I think we've covered the topic for people coming in. We are just talking as earlier about ways of cleansing a space. without smudging, without using smoke. And we had a lot of wonderful shares about different ways of doing that with bells and with black
Oh,
salt and
sorry.
crystals. Well, girl, we've only been up since 4:30.
I didn't know where that was coming from.
I do. You're
I'm
tired.
up that
That's
time
all I'm
every
saying.
single day, but sometimes, yeah, I'm more tired
And
than others.
hello, Brienne is here. And now, I think isn't I'm trying to remember because it didn't occur to me till a little while ago when I saw Eternal Lights and Shelby's moon avatars. I think tonight or tomorrow is the full moon, is it not? Do 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 do
I don't
do.
know. I used to follow that so well, and
Me
now I
too.
have no idea. I don't know.
Full
I have the app,
moon.
and you know what? My calendar this year um does not say it. I use a hard calendar, you guys. Like, I do use the one on my phone, and I store everything, but like I have a calendar on my fridge in the kitchen, and I fill it out. And
Ooh.
this, how it says the moon phases and all that, a lot of the
Mm-hmm.
calendars, this one doesn't. And I think that, is that ASPCA or Humane Society? I get both calendars every year. Um, if I had noticed that, I would have used the other one.
Tomorrow.
But tomorrow,
And it's going to be the pink moon. Um, I didn't know if you were in the mood to do full moon readings or if you wanted to do
I didn't know
regular.
ahead of time, and we can.
Well, it's just something I'm throwing out there. I didn't know because now that we talked about,
There's a gnat in here.
the
That's
cleanse.
another thing
Oh,
about
what the?
plants. You'll get gnats
Yeah.
sometimes. I rarely do, and none of them are whatever, but there'll still be one just once in a while. And it is annoying, but that's because I am the way that I am. Most people probably wouldn't care.
And also, next weekend, no, next week on the 22nd and the 23rd, we have an upcoming Lyrids meteor shower as well. So lots of stuff going on in the sky. Let's see. Do. Pink moon. Yep. Eternal. Yep. Right on it. The 12th. um. So we can always change to a different topic, or we can open up to readings. Whatever you feel like, girl. You've been up since 4:30. I'm
Honey,
good.
I'm
I don't know
always
what
up
you.
since 4:30 when we're on here.
I
I
know,
get up
but
at the
well,
same
some
time
nights you
every
got
day.
extra energy. Some nights you're a little more drained. So,
Yeah, that's
um,
true. Actually, yeah. I mean, sometimes I do get up closer to 5. It just depends on the day.
and Karen says, "How about a collective and maybe one card pulls for more specifics?" Look at you, Miss Karen. So,
I hate one card pulls, Karen. Can't stand it.
is that
Sorry.
really? It's kind of hard to do a reading with just one card. Um, let's see. Eternal Light said, "There's actually Venus
And
stopping
that's
its
no offense,
retrograde
Karen. I
tomorrow."
know that sounds terrible. I just can't. I can't stand one card. It's like, what?
So, what you in the mood for, girl? I'm open to
It
anything.
doesn't
I'm down.
matter. We can do whatever you. We can even do one card pulls if you want, and
I
I'll
can't do
stumble
one
around and
cards.
act like I know what that one card means.
I can't do one card. I can't. I just
As long
there
as you
was a
keep
time.
it super duper vague.
Yeah,
Hey,
I've been on shows and groups we've been in the past where we were told to pull one card and
oh,
I'm just like I can't.
don't. You're gonna get me to. No,
I was like
no,
I
it's
can't.
not
No, I couldn't do
nonsense.
it
No,
either. I
no,
can't. It's like I got
no,
to pull more than one.
no, no.
So
Mm. No. I have two decks in front of me that I am not at all connected with. I like them, and I grabbed them and I brought them out here, and I don't know why. Probably because I wanted, but I'm
ooh,
willing to try. I mean, or I shouldn't say try. I pull with cards that I'm connected with, but I have decks that I really like that I wanted. I pulled the Antique Anatomy out here, which I
ooh.
really, really like, and I don't know if anybody here has that. Um, I was so disappointed. I'm tempted just to do an art project with these cards. They're so beautiful, but they're kind of thick to me, and I just don't.
Let's see. Karen was saying the collective was for the details and one card to direct people. But yeah, I can't do on cards. She goes, unless I'm showing a new. Yeah. So
I
what
don't.
would chatters
Yeah.
like?
I mean, it's not like I know what you mean, Karen. I know what you mean.
So chatters
You know
are
what I'm gonna do? No, I'm
what?
gonna use these. I'm not even gonna do tarot. I'm gonna pull these. I've talked about this on here before, and I don't know what we're talking about. I love this deck, you guys. It's so fun. This
Yeah.
Wisdom of the Wild Things Oracle. And I'm not tired of it. I need to use it more because by now I should know this damn thing inside and out, and I don't. But it's because I just don't pull cards anymore.
Hmm.
Not
And
forever, just as of late. I just haven't. And I
and
did get this Heaven and Hell Oracle for Christmas, and I'm just not.
not vibing with it.
It just doesn't. It just. I'm gonna honestly. I'm going to. I haven't found the. I've decided I'm going to. What's the word? I'm going to embellish them. I'm going to write on these, and I'm going to decide what they mean.
And Miss Moonlight has joined us, and she said the Antique Anatomy is in my top 5.
It's a beautiful deck. I just can't shuffle it, and it just I don't like how the cards feel. They're lovely, which is why I wanted them, but they just don't. I don't know. And I've also decided, and I know I said this a while ago, I got to get rid of some decks. I just, again, I hate clutter, and I have a cabinet that holds all of my decks, and there's just decks in there that I don't use, and it's just they just need to go.
Miss Moonlight said, Allison, look on Amazon for modern tarot reader cards. That is the Antique Anatomy with thin
It's
cardstock.
okay. I don't need more cards. Thank you.
She
I
says,
understand. No, I have plenty of decks. I could live the rest of my life and never get another deck. I have so
wow.
many decks. I don't need more. Um,
Miss Moonlight's
Now
looking
that's
at me
very
like, don't worry about the
individual.
links, sweetheart.
I mean, to me, anything over several is too many. You really, I mean, I get it though. They're so beautiful, and I totally get it. And I've done it myself. It's
Mhm.
like somebody like me that tries not to acquire stuff, and I've failed with the tarot decks because there's just, I do have some oracle decks too, but only a few. But the tarot decks, it's like I really need to get rid of some of them. I have so many that you guys have probably seen here and there, or even if you haven't, I just don't use them.
Mhm.
I just don't use them. Um, yeah.
So what? Oh,
I'd like to cut some too. Something that I would love to do. I wish I knew somebody because I'm not going to buy the equipment to do it and all that. I really wish that I could get a couple of decks cut down.
yeah, me too.
Um, I hate borders. Hate is a strong word. I really don't like borders at all.
I
That's
don't
one of the
either.
cool things about this deck
Go
that
for
I
it. Let's
got.
go. Come on.
My sweetheart got me this for my birthday. And it's a Rider Waite black and white, and it's borderless. This is really
That's cool.
nice. This is lovely. This is the one I'm saying I'm not connected to yet. I love it, but it's like I don't pick it up and it doesn't feel like mine yet. I
Mhm.
haven't used it enough. I haven't shuffled it enough. I haven't whatever it enough. That's another thing. And that Selena was saying, and I get it. Like she said, her top 5. I don't feel any connection to this deck.
That was
I
Miss
love it and
Moonlight.
it's beautiful and I will be keeping it. But I don't like feel it calling to me or whatever. I just don't.
Now, Karen
Um
says she endorsed Patrick Valenza decks, and I think that's the Deviant Moon, right? Patrick Valenza that you have that you
I
love.
think so, and I really like that deck, Karen, a lot. That's the only one that I have, and I don't know his stuff. I know that there was a couple actually, yeah, that was Karen and whoever else, I can't remember, that did
Mm-hmm.
wasn't Tom on there?
Tom,
And they did
Jeff, and I think it was Ange, if I remember correctly.
um I thought it was the guy that wears the spam hat.
Oh, and Bill. Was it Bill? Was it Bill
Bill,
that
I
was
thought it
on
was
there?
4. I could be wrong. But anyway, I need to take a look because I really, and I wasn't expecting to love that deck, Karen. I love that deck. That works really well with this Oracle
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not a big tarot with the oracle, but that works. That totally works. And I'm sure, and I know it works for a lot of you. I'm just saying it's just not really something that I feel drawn to do or whatever. But hey, I'm a chameleon. Who knows? Maybe in 6 months I'll be doing it all the time.
See, Brianna says, get sharp scissors. That's all I use. Just need to cut
I just no.
cutters for
I'm
me.
too much of a perfectionist, and they all have to be identical. And I do
Mhm.
have nice scissors. I have many nice scissors actually, but I would never, because they're not going to be the same, and they need to be the same. It's crucial for shuffling. Plus, if you have a card, and there would be many in this case, that's any different from the others, that's the card that's going to come out, and then that f's your readings up. I had one card, a two of cups, with this goddess deck that I had, and it got a couple drops of water on it. Still cringes for me to even think about it. That card comes out all the fucking time
Because of it.
because it's slightly different. It's got a
Mhm.
couple dimples on it, so I don't even use it. It's trash now. It's like, well,
Oh,
can't
is
use
that the
it.
one with the Abiola Adams? The goddess? Is that
I
that
don't
one?
know.
Oh.
It's the Goddess Tarot, I think is the name of it. It's actually the first tarot deck that I ever got. Like Wyatt was like teeny
Oh,
tiny
okay.
when I got that deck.
And Karen said Jeff, Ange, and Tom. Bill didn't do that. He read with me the other night. So it was those four. So
Okay.
Karen, Jeff, Ange, and Tom Bill. So, and I wonder too, maybe a Kinko's or a Staples could do it.
I know, right? That's what I was thinking, but good luck finding one. I think they're all gone now.
And yes, Miss Taro D, I get it. My OCD demands that. I know
We
there's
don't
no
have them
Kinko's
here
around here
anyways.
anymore. Nope. All office
No,
mates now.
I when I lived in actually I can't remember the last time I saw. There was a Kinko's in Northern Cali near me years ago. And then I think that went away. I don't know. I haven't seen any of those stores in
Mm-mm.
ages. I think they're all gone.
Or they're
Like a lot of
combining.
things.
So I put down the little banner to get folks' attention. So Alice and I are going to open up. So if somebody wants a full moon reading, we can do a full moon reading. If somebody has another question that's
I can go
outside of
grab
full
some
moon,
different cards too. Whoa,
so
shit. I should go grab my Deviant Moon. In fact, I think I'm going to. Yeah,
so
I
what?
am.
So we'll open the
Oh, and
floor.
I saw somebody, I think it might have been Selena using this deck the other day.
The moon oracle, maybe. I know. I think Nancy might have that
This
too.
is one of the only, is it the only? Yeah, I've made my own cards with playing cards. This is the only deck, and I just talked about doing this with the Heaven and Hell Oracle. This deck is the only deck that I wrote on. And I made reversals for these. It was Selena. I made reversals for these. So I put keywords on them, and then in the reverse, I made a reverse meaning for it. And so I do shuffle it so they go different directions, or I'll put them all the correct direction. If I'm going to read on something negative or whatever, or dark, I'll just flip the whole deck upside down. So, and I don't know if you even use that deck with any regularity, Selena, but I do pick it up once in a while. I just like it because of the artwork, honestly. I think the artwork on these cards is beautiful, but I'm not like, I used to be kind of drawn to it. I'm not so much anymore. But anyways, I thought that was kind of fun.
I don't know if Selena's still with us because she's out and
Okay.
about with her hubby.
Oh, that's
Um,
right. She did
hmm
say that. Yep, yep. Let me go grab my
Okay.
Deviant Moon. I'll be right back.
Alrighty. So, people, questions. All capital letters into chat, please. And if it's full moon, you can put the full moon in there. Um, yeah, I haven't done readings in a while. So, okay, let's see. Stash Man's here. Okay, so now this new, what StreamYard is doing to me, I'm not allowed to, um, they took the option of starring questions and comments away. So I can't, let me grab a piece of paper because we are having some requests. I can't star questions. So let me just get up here and grab a sheet of paper.
I wonder anybody else out there have why can I never remember what that's called? What is it called? The
What?
streaming service?
StreamYard.
StreamYard. Jesus. Streaming
StreamYard.
service, and it's called StreamYard. There, now that I said it out loud, maybe I'll remember. The
Here, Maz. Want to come on?
They did that because of the free version. I know that's why they did it, or why they're doing it. They want to make it just annoying enough that you buy. I was looking at their prices and I was shocked.
Mm-hmm.
I was so shocked at how much it is. I'm like, and I don't even do any lives.
Okay, so
But why
and
was I
Gerald has
looking at
joined
it? Oh,
us.
I know. I got some sort of an offer at Christmas time. That's what it was. They're
Okay.
like, hey, buy. They had some sort of a deal. And even when it was being offered as a deal, it's like, I wouldn't pay that much. There is no way. And it was cheaper just to buy it up front and all that, which I knew. But I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
Okay.
That's too much money. And there's other companies out there.
And Gerald is here and he says, I love me a deck mod that connects one to the deck at a deeper level. Yes. I just wish I was good at modding mine. So let's see. What did Miss Moonlight say? I celebrated the 29th anniversary of my 25th birthday this year.
Yes, I
How
celebrated
did
the
you know?
29th anniversary of my 25th birthday this year. How did you know? That's so cute.
That's
54,
funny. I
huh?
love that. Um,
I just turned
so
55.
all right. So Karen is okay. Karen, Maz, you're not going to be able to stay there with your butt up against the camera. I can't see chat. Um, so Karen, so Carolina, do you have something that you want to focus on in the general? Is it anything specific, or do you just want us to keep it general? Same thing with Karen. Um, let's see. Let me move because now the cat has completely taken over my front of my tablet here. Let's see. Full moon. Okay, Karen would like a full moon.
You just
Um,
called him the cat.
yeah, the cat. Uh, here, kitty, kitty. Well, here, kitty, kitty is here. So let me see. Audra would like a full moon.
What is today?
Today is the 11th.
August 11th.
August 11th? No. If it was August, I wouldn't be here.
Oh,
Oh,
Jesus.
no.
I even wrote it.
April.
Good Lord.
Goodness, I'll be in Oregon in August.
Good
Full moon.
Lord. And this
Oh.
is the full moon. Hold on one second.
And let's see. So Carolina wants full moon too. So we're getting full moon requests. Generals for full moon. Um,
So it's in Libra right now.
yep, and it's the pink moon. Oh, there's the cute picture of you too. Let's see. And Audra says, I think Allison has my mom's birthday. Aw, how sweet.
March 21st.
Yep. She just put, yep, 321.
That's a kick-ass birthday.
And hello,
It
Mudita.
seriously, it really is. And I'm not just, I would say that regardless, because it's the spring equinox. It's right when everything starts. Boom. This year it was on the 20th. But so
All righty. So Mudita is here. Welcome somebody new to the channel. So far, I have Carolina, I have Karen, and I have Audra. Um, and so we will just go ahead. And if I missed anybody again, let me know. And so our
Let's say
first,
something. I'm going to mute for a second.
okay. So Carolina will be first. Let me just find you because StreamYard is not letting me here. So Allyson is saying her prayer. So and Mazi's on my cards. Okay, let's do this. I got my goddess deck. Let's use the goddess deck. Because all my other decks are pretty much packed away. And it's very interesting what the author wrote for the Crystal Tarot. So I'm going to be referring to the book because I thought it was very, very interesting. So we are first reading for Carolina. That is
What
Aquarius.
what are we doing?
She's asking for a full moon reading.
Okay. There's no question?
Nope, full moon. Unless Carolina, you have something specific, but we'll just do a full moon, energy read for, I would probably say, what, between now, this full moon and the next, I would probably say. Or
How
between,
does she spell Carolina?
with the C. So it's Carolina, but it's pronounced
Okay.
like Carolina. That's how I know that Selena pronounces
Okay.
it. Miss Tarot D, would you like a reading, my dear? And Gerald, we haven't read for you in a long time. So anybody interested in a reading? Because next Friday, I don't know if I'm going to be here because we have to start shutting off internet and certain services before we take off on Sunday. So I will keep everybody informed and updated. Okay, so Carolina. All righty. And Miss Tarot D. All righty, yay, Miss Tarot D. I can't put my cards there now because you're there, Maz. Grab one of my tiles. Okay. All right, something I want to share about this crystal tarot that I got about a month or so back. Oh, thank you, Carolyn. That would be greatly appreciated. Allyson has Venmo that's listed in the description, and I have the PayPal if you want. You can always just send if you want to donate to me, and then after the show, I'll get Allison's information, and then I can go ahead and share that with her after the show. Thank you so much. Um, it's greatly appreciated. So, what I love about this crystal tarot, and Karen, you're going to love this. It says here, the image is like poetry in this deck. To use and interpret it, we must trust our inner poetry. I think that is absolutely beautiful. I love that. So, are you going to go or what? Come on, time to get down. There you go.
I'll go.
Okay.
I haven't even looked at it yet, but I just got my cards and I don't know. I just thought I'd start. Why do I suddenly have a mess here? I said I would go and I've got a million things here. Okay, so Carolina. Um, so there's something here that I would assume you keep thinking about, that you have it on your mind. There might be some anxiety around this, there may or may not be. Um whatever this is, I would take action on this if you haven't already. Have some sort of a plan, but get moving on it. Um, this could be related to a person in your life. It absolutely could be. I have Aries is here. Doesn't have to be, but the Emperor is here. Um, it will all work out fine. And then from the Wisdom of the Wild Things Oracle, I pulled Tend to Your Partnerships, which is exactly what it sounds like in this deck. And a lot of times the cards aren't, but this one pretty much says exactly what it sounds like. So, which may or may not be related to this, but I think that it is. Um, this is something that you used to see in a different light or in a different way. Where this applies in your life, I don't know, and I'm not getting all deep into these readings. Whether or not this has even come to light, I don't know. These are full moon readings, so I would think so, but not necessarily. You can apply this wherever it makes sense. It could be in a tight partnership, maybe not. And again, I'm not getting into clarifiers and all that, but that's absolutely what this says here. So this could be a friendship, it could be a family member, it could be a spouse, whatever. And again, the the if I could speak, the oracle card is to tend to your partnerships. So I'm just going to leave it at that. There's 2 major arcana here out of 5 cards. So yeah. Okay. That's what I got.
Okay. Oh, I keep rubbing my nose. My cat just got down, and now I got his kitty fur all up in my nose. So, Carolina, I still have my goddess deck, so I pull an oracle card from that for you. And I love how what I'm seeing here with how they all connect. I got Aphrodite for you. And Aphrodite, I am love, I give love, I receive love, I love myself. And the 2 tarot cards are just beautiful. Now, the crystal tarot is a pip deck. And so there, this particular author and colors are going to be a little different than traditional, but I absolutely love the colors. And your first card is the Queen of Chalices. And I'm going to share what they write in the book because it's brief, it's very interesting. It's not the full like typical. This is what the Queen of it's just for me. It's uniquely written, and it felt like the step one to be out for tonight. And with the Queen of Chalices here, where did she go? She is right here. It says lover. So here we go. I am love. I give love. I receive love. I love myself. Lover. So this for me is feeling like we are working on, because I'm looking at the other cards here, we're working on more of a self love, learning to love oneself, especially with this full moon, the pink moon. I mean, this is the perfect time. I mean, the Aphrodites, the pinks, the love, and also really a crystal that is great for self love, especially with a pink moon, would be like peach selenite. You also have rose quartz. I absolutely love rose quartz. Um, Pink's calcite, which is also known as Magano calcite. Just really soft, gentle, loving pink stones. They have a very lovely vibration. And it says here, she who sheds light on her every move for the Queen of Chalices. I love that. She who sheds her light on her every move. And then next up, I got at the bottom the overall energy. I got the 8 of Wands. And in this deck, I know typically you see them all moving in a direction, moving swiftly, but this is a working together. They're coming together. And in this book, the 8 of Wands is here, let me find it, projects. So combined intentions and ideas in achieving a goal. So with these 3 cards right here, I'm getting we're working on self-love, um, working on embracing every aspect of who we are and loving that. And this is going to be like an ongoing project. And I too feel like when you start doing more of this for yourself, it feels like this is something that you're going to want to be able to offer like a workshop, or get like a group of women together and maybe start doing like little, I don't like, know if I really like using the word workshops, but getting women together in the community, maybe even online, and hosting sessions where you help, each other develop a more appreciation of self-love for oneself. And the two tiles to me, speaks of it. I do I did get the Knight of Cups. And so for me, Knight of Cups, again, more water, more emotions, more love. For me, it feels like this could have been possibly a past relationship with this Knight of Cups that may not have worked out. It may have been, I just heard selfish love. Um, so let me know if that resonates, because the next tile I have for you is the Eight of Cups, walking away in search of something else, search of something more. So it feels like recent past relationships, whether intimate or even family or friends, just not fulfilling or not being truthful. And it was more about them, and you weren't even included in that. And time to walk away, start fresh, and start working on yourself. And that's what I have for you, Carolina. I hope that resonated, my dear. Thank you for letting Allyson and I read for you. And let me get my cards back in their right decks. So let me take this off and check chat and see what she said. Um, do 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 do. Okay, bye, Shelby. Thank you for being here. Okay, she hasn't responded yet. Let's see, Karen. What did she say here? If it is helpful, a spiritual take on my full moon reading would be great. Spiritual. Okay. Let me write that down for Karen. Spiritual aspect. Thank you, my dear. So, okay, here we go. Oh, I hate. Wait a minute. What's this, Miss Tarot D? Are you throwing some shade on me here? I hate when Heather uses my tarot tiles on her lives. Well, Um, so Carolina said, thank you, beautiful, and makes sense. Thank you. So, um, all righty. Next up is Karen, and she wanted us to focus on spiritual aspects for this full moon reading. I love that this is a pink moon to Carolina, about love, self love, loving ourselves, knowing that, we deserve better, we need better, and to be able to move forward from whatever it is, what toxic energy or relationships. I love that. All righty. So let's see. Let's see. What did Audra say? I saw Allyson had Venmo. Heather, do you have one too? I do, but I don't use it, Audra. It's so much easier for PayPal. I have an actual physical card too for PayPal. So, with the donations I've been blessed with, I'm going to be using that PayPal card for when we have to gas up along the way for the car on the trip. So, um, PayPal makes it so much easier too. And thank you, everybody. We appreciate your donations and your kindness. So, Karen, spiritual. Ooh. Oh, okay. righty. Ooh. Okay. Wow, this is interesting.
I can go unless you want to go. Go right ahead.
Yeah, this is really interesting. So, Karen, um, okay,
Ooh.
let me get to your goddess first. I'm going to look her in the book because she's not one I don't think a lot of us are familiar with. Her name is Melissa, and look at that beautiful honeybee. And it says here, I embrace the divine feminine power within me. So, this full moon, starting to embrace that divine feminine power that is within you. All aspects of that, trusting your intuition, knowing your strength, knowing your worth, um, and trusting that nurturing, grounded. I know she is more like of a bee and not necessarily a pentacle, but just really being grounded within yourself and your intuition, the divine feminine. You know, the moon, the earth, all aspects that are of the feminine. Um, yes. So Melissa, just really quick. Um, I'm feeling being drawn to pull from her. She's about intuition, divine feminine power, and kindness. Tapping into your power, my dear. Um, it says here for a ritual. This is what I'm being directed to. Melissa, associated with bees and nurturing, represents the divine feminine and productivity. This ritual encourages embracing inner strength and femininity akin to Melissa's nurturing spirit. Reflect on qualities you admire in strong female figures. Write down how you embody these qualities. That's your homework for this full moon. With your cards, top one is the star. You have focusing on right now, Spirit. You have a lot of goals. You have a lot of hopes. Um, And again, with this card here, it's about the water, it's about the intuition, it's about reflection, self reflection. I pulled a card, I was told to pull a card that would cross that or be like a challenge or something um, that's a challenge to gain you there. I have the 10 of Cups. And the 10 of Cups is about that happiness, home happiness, the feeling of home, family, the joy, the happiness. Right now, this is something that's crossing or making you feel like these dreams, the stars, the star card isn't achievable. Let me look really quick too here for the major arcana because for this one here, um, wait a minute, what number am I here? XV 1 1. So hope. She is the beauty of the horizon and the everlasting. Her existence recalls how many roads must still be traveled. So for me, this deck is tarot, but it's very much a strong oracle as well. So some lot roads to travel yet, um, to find and to fulfill this happiness. The overall energy at the bottom is the Four of Cups. And we know the Four of Cups can be, looking at what was or what possibly could be without wanting to look at what is coming to you from the future. This is about not, holding on to the past or holding on to things that, emotionally does not serve you anymore, and not to be afraid of grasping that cup we traditionally see being handed, and not being stubborn, sitting down, being empathetic, saying, putting your blinders on. This is something that we really got to look at straightforward, like on this card. Now, when it comes to your tarot, your tiles, I also got the Four of Cups. So that's the strong message, that Four of Cups coming through. Not being apathetic about stuff, being, not sitting there with your, mm, you know, having to move forward. And, or this could be also representing somebody in your life. And I think there's an understanding there. I did get the Two of Cups, so this is about a relationship. And in the middle, I did get the Devil. So there are bondages, attachments, fears right now, that is holding you back. I'll just be honest, that is holding you back. And with this full moon, try taking some of that divine energy, the feminine energy, that strength, that willpower, and start making a that concerted effort. It's all in your hands. It's up to you, girl. So that's what I have for you, and I'll give you over to Allyson. Hi, Alana. Hi, Linda.
I'm going to look at one thing really quickly, and you guys know I don't do this, but this deck is a little unusual. There's one thing I want to see. Being drawn to do this, so I'm going to do this real quick. One card I just want to see. This deck is kind of. Let's see if. Oh wow! Even the guidebook is weird.
I love guidebooks, though. They give you different insights into the
I
card.
never look at the guidebooks, but yeah. Yeah, this is not even what this card means to me. Okay, so Karen, I got some people here. You have there's something that you are very much invested in. So this is like a past type energy that's probably coming over into now, I would assume, based on the cards that are here. Um, in the present position, there is a lot of there's a mental prison that is in some sort of way, Eight of Swords, regarding this need and or position of being in Eight of Cups energy, of needing to walk away from something. The hidden influence is the need to take action on this Ten of Swords energy, Ace of Wands with the Ten of Swords, clarifying the King of Wands, which I think is another either aspect of you or it's another person. So apply it how it makes sense to you. The advice here is for you to get moving and take action on some sort of plan that I'm assuming you either have already made or need to make, because that's the advice. I've got the Knight of Wands on the Three of Wands. The outcome, should you do these things, according to all of this, is the Hierophant, which is lovely. So, and clarifying that so that it would come to that is making the decision to start anew. Two of Swords with the Fool, clarifying the Hierophant. Bottom of the deck, Ten of Pentacles. That would be again, the overall energy. Should you do this, here's your riches. From the Wisdom of the Wild Things Oracle, at the bottom of the deck, I'll come to that in a second. The card that I pulled for you, Allow Anger, which is exactly what it sounds like. So if there's something, it can be in other things too, but this again, I pulled, like my last reading, I pulled one that's pretty self-explanatory. This one is as well. Don't be polite, don't be kind, don't be politically correct in whatever the situation is. If you've got something that needs to be heard loud and bitchy, let it be loud and bitchy. Is what I'm making of this with Allow Anger. Bottom of the deck, beginnings. Again, with your outcome over here, the Hierophant being clarified by making that decision, the Fool is the clarifier. The Fool and the beginnings card is the same damn thing. The Tarot and the Oracle. So that's what I got for you. Hopefully this makes some sort of sense. Again, I'm not getting into a million. And I only pulled clarifiers on this one because some of it I'm like, I needed more. So yeah. So that's what I got.
Wow. Allyson, wow. Yeah. I would say, yeah, Karen was like, yeah. She got it. Yeah.
Okay, good.
So, yeah.
Good, good,
Well,
good.
there you go, my dear. Hope you're enjoying your vacation. You're in your cabin. Um, so next, well, Miss Tarot D also shared. And I love this. Well, all these bottoms. Sometimes a girl needs a good top. So when you get out of the bottom, all the way up, the way to go is up. Completion. So yes, Miss Tarot D, most definitely. So, all righty, we have Audra next. Um, Audra, I think you are still here, my dear. Um, yep, there she is. So there's her name in case you need to, oops, see her name, Allyson. That's Audra. Okay. So, and hers is full moon as well. Okay. So, and Karen says, yes, thank you, Allyson. Very accurate. So, okay. So, Audra, what an interesting goddess card I got for you. I got Scotty, and Scotty has a bow and arrow in her art. She carries around a beautiful bow and arrow, and it says here, "I rise up with courage to face any challenge." So there you go, my dear. Any challenge, keeping that arrow aimed and true. These competitions you're getting involved in, socializing, getting out there, doing this is great. I know that doing this probably helps with the healing and with the challenges that does come up, and the required breath to be able to hold a bow and arrow just right to release, and to be able to know when to let it go, and the precision. I mean, all of that takes a lot of focus. And I love how it says, "I rise up with courage to face any challenge." So your overall energy, I'll start with that first, is also the star card. So a lot of goals and dreams that you have. And again, like the temperance card, these beautiful cups just blending into this beautiful water here, reflecting, the sky reflecting her dreams, as in the water, as above, so below, which is interesting because you've got the magician in your tile. But let's focus one more time on the star. And it says here, "She is the beauty of the horizon and the everlasting. Her existence recalls how many roads must be traveled." So I absolutely just love that. And you have traveled many roads. I haven't read for you in a while, so I don't know how things are with you, but I do love that you're still competing, that you're still doing something out there that you love, and that you still have these dreams and goals that you are pursuing. And your top card is the Queen of Pentacles. And in this deck, look at that beautiful artwork. I just absolutely, now talking about fixing a deck, I wish I could just cut all this all off and just keep the image itself. Um, the artwork should have been full focused on these cards because the colors, everything are absolutely stunning. So, Queen of Pentacles, an heiress. Interesting. She who willingly accepts her destiny. So, accepting your destiny, accepting the way things are, and moving forward, still focused on your goals, your dreams. Again, with Scotty, she's Norse. She's the goddess of winter. So, during these winter months, staying focused, moving forward, you're coming into them with this full moon. I love a lot of these cards are coming out about embracing our feminine, our power, our strength. And that despite how there's a lot of fear going on in all the communities, all the channels, even on the news about everything going on in the world, that we still remain grounded and focused, like the Queen of Pentacles, nurturing our dreams, nurturing our goals, and still having faith that things can still work out. Now, with your tiles, your middle tile is the Two of Swords. So you have something that you are, I'm just looking at my nails. Don't mind me, everybody. This is just old nail polish. You have Two of Swords. You have decisions that you're trying to make. And again, which road to go down. This kind of reflects too, again, with the star card, which road to travel. And so, what decisions need to be made. And again, being grounded on the land and with the water, just like the star card. So, learning to trust your intuition. That blindfold is there so that you can intuitively know and trust what you are receiving to make that decision with the Two Swords. On one side, you do have the magician, as above, so below. You have the power. So for me, being on opposite sides of the swords, this is the option here. You can take control, you can take power, and you can create exactly the future that you want or work towards with your guides. Because the magician has the power within themselves, but still they have the tools that you need and is still connecting with the earth and with above. And so, working with our guides, working with the earth energies, and making that connection and working with them. It's basically co-creation, with spirit, in the spiritual, and then of course the physical, or the option of the Nine of Swords, sleepless nights, sadness, nightmares. And I can understand how you can still have some of this, but just knowing that you are in control, you're grounded, you trust your intuition, and you know the decisions that need to be made. So I hope this resonates with you, Audra. Show me the money. Yeah. Yeah, the Queen of Pentacles, nurturing. Um, if too much Queen of Pentacles, that could be kind of overbearing, but at the same time, just really being grounded in who you are and continuing nurturing yourself, your dreams, your goals, and not letting, the nightmares or the fears of the past and or present or future um, dictate, you know, keep that bow and arrow aiming true. So that's what I have for you, girl. Give you over to Allyson.
Um, Audra, there's something that's in the past position that very well may be part of the present. I believe that it is, and usually it is, but I'm just mentioning it. That was something that you put a lot of time and effort into creating, achieving, accomplishing, that kind of thing. And it might have taken a lot out of you in order to do so. And I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is whatever this is, whether it's a relationship, a home, a financial status, whatever it was in the past, that's there. Presently, there's a lot of love or emotion for something to create that you have the ability to manifest or make happen. The hidden influence, though, is how to go about it. And I think there's a lot of anxiety and or fear, or you know um it could even be negative self-talk. It could be uh some sort of the devil's here, whatever the hidden influence is. um that's the hidden influence in a negative aspect regarding this uh, ability that you do have to create whatever this is. Hopefully that makes sense. Because I have the magician clarified by the Ace of Cups, which is emotion or love, that kind of thing. Um, and the clarifier is the devil. And I got the Two of Wands on that, which is like making the plan to do it and that kind of thing. The advice is to get moving on whatever it is. I believe that you do have some sort of mindset. The advice is the Three of Wands, which is the plan. It is the plan. It's actually having already started. So maybe in some aspect you have started, or you've just dipped your toe into what this is. If you don't know what this is, just remember that I said this and give it some thought. Again, these are full moon readings, and this could be any part of your life. But the advice is to get moving on that. I got the Ace of Wands on the Three of Wands. The outcome is quite nice if you do all this. So I've got the Knight of Cups, which is, movement on this passionate thing, right? Knight of Cups is like, it can be love, but it's more like something that you care about, or, in the Knight of Cups in this position, this is about movement on this thing. And the clarifier is the Ten of Pentacles. So it will yield what's desired should the action be taken. So hopefully this makes sense. Bottom of the deck, Temperance. It'll help bring everything into balance, whatever the hell this is. And I shuffled and shuffled and shuffled, or I should say I tried and tried and tried to get you an Oracle deck, and I couldn't, or Oracle card. It just wouldn't come out, but I just glanced over at the deck, and at the bottom of the deck, I think this is your card. It's sitting there at the bottom of the deck looking at me, and I'm just going to tell you what it is. It's Bravely Go. So this is about taking action and moving forward. I look at this little guy.
He's cute.
I love this deck. So yeah. And look at this again. This is where the Wild Things Oracle is. And look at his little bunny. He's got a little
Little bun
bunny
bun.
on his back. And some of these characters are kind of scary looking, but they're all very sweet, and there's always something really cute going on in the card. So, anyways, I hope this made some sort of sense to you. Good luck.
All right. She hasn't responded with since your reading, but she did mention though, I won't let my past hinder my future when I can change it today. I love that, Audra. So I'm sure she will be sharing something else shortly. Um, Thank you, Miss Tarot D. That's very kind of you. In love with my title. Okay, so here we go. I am trying to move forward. So, Allyson, thank you.
You're
All right.
welcome. And it's there. I see that,
Mm-hmm.
yep.
I got a couple of us in cards as you did. So, very nice. So, up next is Miss Tarot D. Let me
Oh,
take a sip,
nice.
sip. Yeah. And I'm assuming this is probably full moon too. She didn't state, but I'm assuming. And let's see, Miss Moonlight said, Allison. Oop, where she says there? She says, Allison, I can see how you have a good connection to Deviant Moon. Gain some insight readings and rocking the tiles. Yeah, you can tell when we love our decks and things that we use. It definitely makes sense. And hello, Coyote. Oop, there we go. I got to do the double. Hello, hello, hello. And Miss Tarot D said, what? Yes, I'm still awake. So, Miss Tarot D, I'm all ready for you. So, you got all the goddess deck. You got Isis, but I'm not surprised. I mean, come on. To me, she is, like the queen out of, to me, the goddesses. I mean, yes, Mother Mary's, for me, the queen of heaven for that. But I mean, Isis, the queen of, I think, the goddesses in general. Um, and with this deck, with wisdom and nurturing, I empower myself and others, and that's exactly what you do with us. You're with your videos and you showing up in chat and doing the shows when you can, when you're physically able to. it just shows how much you do nurture us and support us, and we love you for that. And but this full moon, remember to empower yourself. We got to make sure that all that you put out to us, goes also back to you, to make sure you take care of yourself too for that. Um, your overall energy um, is also the Queen of Pentacles. I mean, excuse me, Chalices came up. And again, for her, what I love this is the lover. She who sheds light on her every move. And it's interesting they gave this the keyword lover because your top card is the lovers. And so for me, again, nurturing others, nurturing yourself, this beautiful nurturing relationship that you have with Hector. It's a beautiful pairing of cards. I did want to pull a couple clarifiers for the Queen of Pentacles, and I did get, the Death card. And let's see what they write here about the Death card. It's called the End. Um, and it says here, she is nothingness, like metamorphosis, passage like interruption. Everything has an end, nothing goes on forever unchanged. So, this is you continuing to be who you are. You're going through a rebirth, um, a new way of living, a new way of living life, experiencing life. And for me, this isn't about a physical death, but this is very much connecting with the rebirth of how we can be reborn and rebirthed and feel regenerated and renewed when we surround people who are like the Queen of Pentacles, who are loving and nurturing and compassionate and empathetic, and the love that they share with themselves, with others, and with their loved ones. I asked for one more clarifier, and I did get for the death card, and I did get the Ace of Wands. So there's a death, a rebirth, and something new coming in. And so let's see what the book shares for this one here. So with the Ace, it says here invention, reinvention. There we go. The death of the old and the birth of something new, a reinvention. So, invention, the ambition which motivates every human creation. So, there is this desire to keep moving, and with you, with your look, you have been changing your look. You're getting new wigs, you're getting new dresses, you're doing some more videos, you're able to do a few more lives. So, there's that beautiful sense of kind of like the Madonna, reinventing yourself. Now, when it comes to your tiles, because I know how much you love the tiles, your middle tile right now, for me, for you, this overall energy presently, especially at this moon, there's a lot of, I got the Five of Wands. There's a lot of kind of like conflict, confusion, just chaos going on. Maybe, in our lives, the thoughts that go on in our minds. But we're kind of at this place right now, but with this full moon, it may even feel a little bit more amped up as usual. But what I do love is I did have the moon card. And so this is a time to take um, the opportunity to maybe do some shadow work, connect again with your intuition some more, tap into that, into the wildness of who you are, the shadows, embracing the shadows, following where that moonlight leads you into those shadows. And I also got the Eight of Cups, walking away, leaving the past behind, leaving those emotions that no longer serve you, or past emotions behind, relationships, and moving forward into something new. So, despite some of the struggles, also beautiful cards about rebirth, regeneration, reinvention, and that beautiful caring and nurturing, that you share with all of us. So, that's what I have for you, my dear. Mwah. I'll give you over to Allyson. Oh, she knock three times if you want me, baby. Or is it two times when it knock? One of the songs from the 70s.
You're asking the wrong person. I don't know.
Knock three. I think it's knock three times if you want me, baby.
Um, Miss Tarot D, there's something here. believe this is you in this past energy about some sort of yeah. This is probably like I do know a little bit about you, which those of you that know, I prefer to not know, but because it tends to draw me certain directions and I don't like that. But I'm going to guess that this is about you and your partner and, you know, other loved ones, or possibly I'm going to come back to that. Yeah. So presently, um, there's some sort of conflict. It could be an inner conflict, mental conflict, that sort of thing. But you are in a place of star energy. Um, but the clarifier is the Five of Swords. Okay, so you are there, but you got you're in this. You got there as a result of, I'm going to say, this Five of Swords type energy. Um, the hidden influence is some sort of knowledge or information that you that is it's just always there, right? There's some sort of just thought process that's just always there. That's the hidden influence. The positive aspect is there currently with the star, but yeah, I'm not going to repeat it. You heard what I said. So, or otherwise I'm just going to be saying the same thing again. The advice is to, although there's some sort of emotional pain here, Three of Swords is the clarifier, to just celebrate regardless. Three of Cups in the advice, right? The advice is Three of Cups clarified by the Three of Swords, right? You don't need me to explain to you what that means. You read. And the outcome is to go forward with some sort of plan that's been initiated or will be. Page of Pentacles, and it's clarified by the Five of Wands. So yeah, it's not easy, and there might even be some, I don't know, this is probably within you. I was going to say with other people, but I don't feel like it is, but maybe it is. The Five of Wands is the clarifier on the Page of Pentacles. So to wrap all this up, basically, in the past, I had you coming up as the Queen of Cups. I'm quite sure this is you, which is this beautiful, loving, um, intuitive, you know, I don't need to explain the Queen of Cups to you. And the clarifier on that is the Three of Pentacles, which is what I was stumbling around with, it, whether or not that was you and like your husband and or, you know, whoever else, or it could just be, and it doesn't even have to be three people. Everybody's always trying to make the Three of Pentacles be three people. It doesn't have to be three people. And that I'm realizing that's exactly what's going on here. So it's a joint effort, but there's the support there to hold on and to be this Queen of Cups energy in the past, but presently there's this working on this. I'm so tired of people saying healing energy with the star, but I am going to go ahead and say that. The clarifier having been the Five of Swords. So, and again, that hidden influence is some sort of knowledge and or decision that you have. Ace of Swords clarifying the Eight of Swords. This information, knowledge, thought process, whatever the hell it is that kind of plays on a loop kind of thing. And I think we all do that to some degree. But regarding whatever all this is, the advice, in spite of whatever this is that is upsetting, this Seven of Swords thing, you know, it has created a Three of Swords energy. Just to, and the Three of Cups too can also be like a live in the moment kind of thing. But that's what I have here in the advice, to just see all that is good, right? Even when we're dealing with shit and bad stuff, to just see the good things that do happen every day, every day. There is. Whether or not we see it or not. And you do tend to be pretty positive when I see you here in the comments anyhow, with all your humor and everything else. But yeah, the outcome, Page of Pentacles. So some sort of a, a process, a beginning of some sort of a plan, Page of Pentacles. Clarified by the Five of Wands. So there is some sort of, again, conflict. It's wands, it's not swords. And this could be even, maybe there's somebody here that you're having to kind of bicker with on how to go about this Page of Pentacles. It could be your partner, it could be somebody else that's involved, whatever it is. So that's what I have for you, my dear. I have the moon at the bottom of the deck. This is your
The
intuition.
moon.
That's what this is right now. This is you. Yeah, that's what this is. With all the many, many meanings of it, but just yeah, that's what that is.
We got a
And
couple of same
underneath it, the
cards.
Hermit, going within,
Mhm.
and the Emperor, knowing what to do, all that. So you got three majors at the bottom of the deck. But that's what I have for you, honey. Hope
So
that's
Miss
helpful.
Tarot D has been sharing with you. So she goes, okay. So there are three ladies at work, and just yesterday to create a little of rudeness and conflict. She shared some more, and when I see rudeness, I want to walk away. And Miss Tarot D also said it hurts my heart because I treat them so well and create so many opportunities for their growth, and then they're still, yeah. And let's see, and continuing, and all this is about them wanting to start a new project, but they aren't following procedures at work in order to do that. And so you are right on the target. So, all righty. And we had Judith join us. Hello, Judith. Welcome, welcome. Um, all righty. So, but yeah, Miss
Oh,
Tarody,
that's so funny. Go back to her comment.
Miss Tarody, which
She
one?
said she blamed the one that you just pulled down.
Oh, Judith.
It says, sorry late to the party once again. I blame that on being born 1 month late. Yeah, my son was born. My due date for my son was April 19th, and he was born May 3rd. And I tease him that he's one of those, and I love my son more than anything in the whole world. I love teasing him because he procrastinates. He's doing his taxes tomorrow.
Mm,
He procrastinates, puts everything off to the last minute, and I hate that when people are like that. And my most favorite person in the world does that. My son, I think it's here to just try me, right? Anyways, he was late being born. I tease him and he's still late. He arrives at work right on time. I get to work super early. I get up early. He gets up right before he has to leave. He does all this shit last minute. If he has a paper for school due by midnight, he gets it in at 11:45. I hate it when people do shit like that. It's like, get it together. But
I'm a
anyways,
procrastinator too at
oh,
sometimes.
I hate that. And then
She said,
the
touche,
crazy thing about
Allison.
procrastinating is then you anxiety and worry about the shit that you didn't get done. Just get it done. And then you don't have to worry about it. Good Lord. It's like you're being your own, and I don't mean you, Heather, just in general. Anybody does that, you're being your own worst enemy. Help yourself out and get the shit done. Just do it.
Get her done. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a little worked up, obviously, because I can't stand that. I hate that. And the funny thing is, that's an Aries thing that I don't do. It's like, no, I get shit done. And also, a lot of people, they're Aries too, is they start shit and they don't finish it. Not me. No. Mm-mm. Nope. Nope. So, but anyways, yeah.
So Miss
I just
Tarot
had to
D.
comment on her comment because I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's my son, my May 3rd baby. Yeah.
So Miss Tarot D, you might have to take a wand and smack a couple of them in the head. That's one of the cards I got for her too. Was the but what I forgot to read, Miss Tarot D, with the Lovers card here. It says, let's see, they're marked in here, and they don't write lovers in the book. They write a different word. So for lovers, they have the word choice, and it says they are human love. And this is interesting. It goes along with the conflicts that are going on right now. It says the contrasting turmoil and joy found between the world of the senses, the intellect, and the spirit. So there's the three of I think the three of Pentacles, like Alison was talking about. People want to do something good. There's a spirit of that wanting to accomplish that, but again, like you said, they'll go about it the wrong way, which causes the turmoil. So I found that very interesting when I just looked at that and listened back to Allison's reading for you. And I also got the Queen of Cups as well, and the Moon Tile for Miss Tarot D. And yeah, but there's that rebirth too, Miss Tarot D, with I got the Five of Wands for the tiles too. Um, but yeah, I think with everything going on, that you're going to be experiencing a rebirth, and I think you're starting to kind of put the wheels are starting to kind of turn. Um, I know that you've been wanting to do something different, and that energy is out there. They know that this transformation is coming. That's something that on the horizon for you that you want. Let's see what they wrote about the death card. I don't know if I found that in here. For death, they called it they called it the end. Oh yes, I did read it. She is nothingness like metamorphosis, passage like interruption. Everything has an end. Nothing goes on forever unchanged. So that could also represent maybe something changing in the office as well. So yes, thank you for letting us read for you. I absolutely love these cards, and so we're talking about astrology in the chat. Um, let's see, Allison. Hey, I did not ask to be born late. I am a Pisces. So, yeah. Um, let's see. I do best. Yeah, Karen says I do my best working on a deadline, and that's how I was too in college with some of my studios and stuff. Carolina says I am, the same way. And Audra said, my mom is on the other spectrum of your birthday. She is fashionably late all the time. Um,
I can't
and
stand it when people are late, like to appointments and stuff. Um,
and Garnet sharing his signs. And Karen says, yes, you are right, Allison. Give me some of what you got.
and for
uh,
me, like I can't stand anxiety. I hate it. So if I have something that is not done that needs to be done, it would give me anxiety. I would never put myself through that. I would just get in there and get it done.
and Audra says, Allison, do you have a Capricorn moon or rising?
I have no Capricorn placements. Not
Okay.
one. My moon is in Virgo. My rising is Gemini.
And I'm chronically early for things. For
So
me,
am
with
I.
deadlines and things,
I'm
I
always
fall kind
early.
of behind with stuff that stresses me out. I will procrastinate, but
Yeah.
anything else, I'm there, boom, before.
I had my taxes done like March 4th or something.
That's a good approach to anxiety to have,
March.
Allison. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you just take as soon as I can, like even with my bills, as soon as I get, well, there's a couple of them that I don't, but there's reason for that I won't even go into. I pay them as soon as I get them. They're just done.
let's see. What did Judith write here? I think this is from Miss Tarot D. People take niceness as naivety and kindness as a weakness. If you have already killed them with kindness, time to kick ass. Gently, of course. I like that, Audra. Judith. So your moon is, Karen was like, your moon is in Virgo. Yep. Aries sun. Well, Allison's channel used to be, what is
I'm
it?
very Virgo.
Aries.
Very
Yeah,
Virgo.
Aries rising, Virgo moon. Yep. And Audra says I have no cap placement either. Um,
It's interesting. My and I'll tell you this to Karen. My partner now is Leo sun Virgo moon. And then my last partner, and these two are nothing alike, but it's just kind of interesting. He was a Virgo and he was Leo moon. So it was,
Yep. Same
and
thing
they
with
couldn't
Shan and
be
I.
more opposite. They couldn't be more opposite. It's just interesting how it was the same, very strong uh, signs, but in the different placements. So
Yep. That's why I think it's interesting. Shan's sun sign is Pisces, and my moon sign is Pisces. So we've got, but they're on separate. I think that was kind of cool. So
yeah, Anthony and I are both Virgo moon, and it really shows too. Really shows. I mean, there's all the things that would apply that placement are so palpable and the same for us. It's actually really nice. And we're both totally like, anyways, whatever. It doesn't matter.
So Garnet's
It's
saying,
very
"What
interesting.
are your signs, ladies?" I'm a Capricorn. Saggy. Well, according to no, I think I'm actually going to start when I get settled in. When we get resettled, I think I am going to start looking at Real Sky because I was watching a conversation. I think it was with Maria Lady Night Avalon. She was with Carla Miss Kulala's musings and Debbie's best friend. No, Debbie Witchy something. They had a show. I think it was the morning sometime this week. I can't remember what day it was, but they were having a conversation, and that real sky is actually the way the sky really did look. That the Western is
Right.
based on a patriarchal, which isn't really truly an accurate. And if for some people they said it's okay if you still resonate with the Western, but she goes, if you really want to know what your true planets are and your true houses are, is to really look at the real sky. So
Was out of
as much as I love my
how the
you know
sky was, but it was from Egypt.
Yeah, so we'll see. Because I love being a Saggy, but Real Sky would make me a Scorpio. I think with no Sag, I can't remember, but yeah, it's interesting. So, I've always been a Saggy at heart, but I may have to look at the Scorpio. It makes sense because I got similar
You
traits like
don't
my
look at it
daddy
this
did.
way. You don't know anything about astrology, so it should be very easy for you to disconnect from that and move on to it once you know more about it.
Oh, to the Real
Look at
Sky.
it that. Well, just any of it. You're saying, "Oh, I'm a," but you don't know any astrology when we talk about it. So, I mean, I know you identify as it, but
As a Saggy, yeah, I can get behind that. So at least that part I understand. Wait a minute, I was on there. On there what? Okay, I gotta back up. I lost something here. Um
oh, and to answer him, I'm in Aries, but and we're talking about tropical, but I'm not even 1 degree.
you know,
Not even 1 degree. So I'm a Pisces. I mean, if you want to get right down to it, it really is Pisces, honestly. If I'd
Garnet
been
is a
more
rat.
hours earlier, and there's a lot of, and again, who the hell knows? There's a lot of people that don't believe in cusp and all of that. It's like, I, I don't know. I really identify with a lot of the Pisces stuff, a lot of it, more so than Aries. But then there's aspects of me that do feel like Aries, and when I'm saying that, like, those of you that know, like Heather talks about Sag, it's like, do you know the characteristics and the traits of being a Sagittarius?
Yeah, the basics. We love to
Right. So
travel. We
that's
are
what I'm talking
spiritual.
about. So
We
like
are.
if you identify with it,
Mhm.
well, like when I look at all of the Pisces stuff and I look at all the Aries stuff, I identify way more myself with the Pisces. But then it's how you come across, right? That's your rising. It's like, so that's Gemini, which does make sense. Um, but again, you got to look at, are you talking tropical, or the whole thing that kind of throws me off is that when you look at your tropical and the placements and what all that means and what it looks like, but then you can look at the real sky or Vedic or whatever, and then it looks completely different. And I can also identify with that. So it's like, it's just, I don't know. I don't know. It's and I don't like reaching for anything. I hate reaching. Can't stand it. I don't like it when others reach. Um,
Miss
but
Zero D.
um,
Sorry.
I don't know if I
I
can
don't know if I can
use
use
a
bathroom as a
bathroom, right?
transit.
So I don't
You're
know, but I
funny.
think the real sky does make more sense. I just do. It just makes more sense.
So, what do you think, Mozzie? Huh?
And then everybody you know, or a lot, not everybody you know, and then a lot of people you know, they become a different. A lot of their energies become different. My partner,
Mm-hmm.
just to give an example, he becomes a double Leo. He's a Leo sun, Leo moon. His sun doesn't change because I did all his right, just ran it through the calculator thing or looked at it all, I should say. So, which I do see that, and he does feel more in a way like that. But and then what did my moon become? Oh yeah, it does Leo. Yeah, it becomes Leo. That's right. It's Pisces. It's Pisces sun, Leo moon. I don't know if I did the rising. I think it was just the sun and the moon. I don't remember. But in tropical, my Venus is Aries, which does make sense. Definitely. Your love language and all that. So, but anyway.
All righty. Well, I think we're at 2 hours. Um, was there anything else you want? We're done with readings, and I think my energy is there for readings. But if there's anything else you wanted to talk about, because I renew at the end of tonight. Tomorrow, I get my fresh new hours for from Streamyard. So, is there anything else that you want to cover? Or oh my goodness, Mozzie, I just brushed you earlier. Now you're coming on alive, and you got all this goopy in your face. So let's see. As always, a lovely evening. Oh, thank you, Miss Tarot D. Oh, anyway, okay. So come on, you got to lay down. No, get your ass out of the camera. Okay, here, let's do this. All right. If you guys saw what space I have working with here. Okay, so for next Friday, stay tuned. I don't know if I'm going to still have internet because I have to call and have it canceled. I may do it Friday. I might do it on Sunday
We
or
could do it
Saturday.
for my channel.
We'll see what's what
Yeah,
because
we'll see.
I still have to pay though for the internet, even though they told me when for Spectrum they pay you like a month behind or something. You pay like a month behind, so I have to be prorated and I have to make another payment in May, even though I won't be here for time used up here. It's screwy. I wish places wouldn't do that, but anywho, and my internets will be off. Yeah, by I think I might do it Saturday. I would tell them now, but they warned me. If you let them know now, they may accidentally put it in and they'll cut off your internet, maybe by accident, the very next day. So that's something I have to wait to the last minute. So that this is what the girl told me. So she goes, I would recommend, she goes, you wait until like the day before or so that you leave. She goes, and then call it in that you're canceling your internet so that they don't accidentally cut you off before you requested it. So, um, but there is, wait a minute, Heather, go to McDonald's to have the free internet. I'll go try to do some shows on the road. We'll be at places that have Wi Fi, and I'll jump on. There will be a
There's a
divine.
lot of places that
Mhm.
do. If you feel comfortable, I don't put my device on anybody's
Mhm.
Wi-Fi, but
Well, in the hotel, if I'm in a hotel room, I'll do something. But yeah, because I go into Starbucks sometimes and people are just having their meetings and they're just talking, like everyone gets to hear everybody's business. I'm like, oh, come on, guys. But um so there will be a Divine Feminine on Monday. It will be on my channel. Now Tuesday I have to get a hold of Jackie. I might have something come up on Tuesday. But technically we'll be doing our holding court, our court card tutorial show on Tuesday, but I may have to. suspend that because I might be able to see my college art mama, my mentor. I haven't seen her in many, many years, and I want to be able to see her one more time before I leave. So we'll have to wait and see what's what. Anything coming up this weekend that's going to be fun that you wanna share? Me just packing. They're coming to get some more stuff tomorrow.
Um,
Oh, hi, Christina.
no, we're just doing shopping. We're going to Menards tomorrow.
Yeah, we
I
did
love
shopping
Menards.
today.
I'm such a nerd. I love
What's
Menards.
what's Bernard's?
Menards.
Oh, Menards.
You don't have that?
Mm-mm.
It's it's a home and garden type thing, but they have more stuff than like Lowe's. Um I just really like going there. So I feed the deer, the squirrel, the birds. So and Anthony does the birds now.
Yep.
So we're there to get that kind of stuff. But other stuff as well. And like I've got a list of they have a lot of cleaning products and whatever. And they even have like cleaner stuff and they've got all kinds of stuff. I just really I got a whole pack of these really cool lighters last time I was there, and they have
Oh yeah, like
um
the small ones. Yeah.
that have like the
Yeah, I
torch.
got the
I
long one on
love
it.
the torch. It's not a regular lighter, it's a
Yep.
torch.
I've had some of those. Those are
I
cool.
love these things. These are the best. Um just I don't know. I just really like going there, and then we'll probably we're gonna go out to eat, and I don't know. It's regular Saturday, and we are gonna have a fire tomorrow night. I think it's gonna be the last one of the season. Because supposedly we didn't even talk about the weather, but I'll be brief. It's very cold and it's been snowing and it's awful. And it's middle of April, just about. So, but supposedly it's going to get up to the 50s next week. Woo!
Ooh, I need to do that for cleaning the car.
But
Yes.
it's still going to be under 32, I think, 2 mornings. And the other ones are going to be around freezing, but like literally like 28, 29. It's just, I'm so over it. Jesus
Well, I am
Christ.
too, especially with the travel.
Because
I'm
it's
going
just
to
going to
be.
go right into summer. We're not going to get a spring. And the next thing you know, it's just going to be hot.
Hmm.
And it's like, yeah, it's just, anyways,
What state you live in?
Michigan.
That I was hoping my trip would have me where I could stay. I was just asking. I was asking the girl. You don't have like a hotel, between with Michigan and the Ohio border, and she's like, well, that would only be, and then it would put us two behind. I'm like, okay, never mind. So I'll just have to make a once we get there
I
settled, then
still
I'll have
want
to
to
make the
see
trip.
your actual itinerary. You gave me an idea, but see exactly where you because it's like I wish you were gonna be going through is it Toledo? You were gonna come that far because it's only be a little over an hour and I could drive down there and meet you guys, even if we just met up for 15 minutes, you know.
That would be cool. I have to, yeah, I'll have to,
But we'll
yeah,
just to double check because it looks like you're going to be about 3 hours away, and it's like just to see you for 10 minutes. I'm not driving 3 hours, and
no,
yeah, an
I
hour.
won't blame
I'll
you
do
for
an
it.
hour.
Now we'll have to figure, and we don't know too. We might have to have our route redone if there's like an accident or if there's construction or something like that. So,
Because there is another way. Again, we'll talk about it over off air. I was going to say we looked at it, and yeah, I'll tell you.
and Kristen says it's freezing too in Ohio. Yep.
Yeah, you probably have pretty much the same weather.
And Miss Taro D says Michigan, also known as the new Canadian state. No, don't eat. Don't get. Come on. Sorry, you started chewing on my bag. You can't have that. So, but yeah, this goes up close to Canada. Oh, Kristen says, where in Ohio will you be? I can wave at you from the side of the road. I don't know. I'll have to let you know. But yeah, I was thinking about, considering maybe leaving on Saturday. And I told Shan that, if we stop somewhere, Ohio, Michigan, that I would go ahead and I would foot the bill for the hotel. But then that's money that could be used for gas, or for tolls, because we're going to get hit with tolls. So we'll just have to see how that all works out. And yeah, so we just got Shan's boss, former boss, coming and helping him take some boxes and things and stuff and moving them out of the apartment tomorrow. He's going to pick stuff up and donate it, or if things that need to be chucked, he'll chuck for us. Move heavy stuff. So that'll be very helpful. And then he'll do one more trip after that, and then we'll be all set. And we'll be on the road. I got my thing for the top of the car, my vinyl little, instead of a hard shell, I got a soft shell, but it's waterproof. And I got that in today, so we'll be able to stuff some things in there. And hello, Isadora. I don't know if this is you just popping in now. Probably on the 80. Yep, that's exactly where we're going to be. We're going to be on the 80. But they have us going around one of the cities there and avoiding it. So they're going to take us off and then they're going to put us back on it. So, yeah, I'm trying not to get all wigged out about
Do
all
you have to
extra
go
changes.
the way that they're routing you
Um, no, but for them, this was the best way to get us there the shortest period of
to
time.
your hotels?
Yeah, these are all hotels that are right on our way, so that we didn't have to deviate off of
And are
what
you
they said.
avoiding tolls?
Um, I don't know. That's an interesting question because what
Okay,
we
we'll
did,
talk. We'll talk.
yeah,
Because
all
I
right,
saw a couple other ways, slightly, that you could change it. Not dramatically, but a little bit. And it's like,
yeah,
okay.
we'll see. So, alrighty, everybody, thank you again for joining us, and we will see you on the next live. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Have a good night.
Bye.